Fassbender was in the front of the cage, but couldn't get a stick on it as Casale retreats and collects the puck. Now he takes a bump by Keaton Hanna, and Casale will stay on it. He skates it into the attacking zone. Right wing circle, got rid of a shot, hit a skate. That was off of Andrew Norris. Now Smicker up the near side, tried to play it, but couldn't get it out. Now they do, and it comes out to center ice. Norris then will dump it in. Brad Lineski skating heavy here. The puck came free out to center ice, comes out to Hal Graves. So Paul Moust, the lone assist on the 5-hole goal.
Short-handed attack is what really left Deer Lakes out and stranded on that play. They tried to get a shorty, and I can't blame them for it, but intently so, I think Sprang ended up kicking that rebound long to start the play.
Here's Hal Graves. Let's go. A blistering wrist shot. It's fended off by Lang. Now a backhand attempt by Moust, and Lang, I'm not sure he saw that one the whole way. Got a glove on it. Puck played in. Lang, another save with 30 seconds to play here in period number 1 from RMU's Island Sports Center. 1-0 is the score. Eakins collects a puck, works it into the left circle. Wrist shot on, save made. And Lang will hold on as Eakins was crashing hard.
Unofficially, 19 shots on goal for the Planets. They're just peppering the net at this point. Deer Lakes has themselves 5 shots. They got to do something to get a little bit more offense moving and get it moving forward, keep it in the zone a little bit longer.
Face off to the left dot, one back to McCann. McCann played it up the far side boards, but right there is Saladay to cut it off, and now Ruprecht will bring it up the near side, up ahead to Casale. Had to put on the brakes, he'll dump it back in. It's cut off, though, by Newman. Newman out to center ice. Deer Lakes takes it. Casale couldn't play it. 1 second to go in period number 1, and that'll do it for the first 17 here from the Island. After 1 period in the Class A semifinals, it is Mars 1, Deer Lakes 0. You're listening to the 2015 PIHL Penguins Cup Playoffs, sponsored by Trip Total Media here on MSA Sports.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of the largest selections of Penguin game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present. Or call them at 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
This is Adam Horner, and as promised last year, Josh Rowntree is here to help promote Season 10 of the PIHL Power Play right here on the MSA Sports Network.
But after so many years of coverage, where can we turn for some great hockey wisdom that we haven't yet? How about the head coach of the Mighty Ducks, Gordon Bombay?
Let's have fun out there. Soft hands. You don't shoot the puck to your teammate, you sail it to him.
And don't forget the most important piece of advice ever given by our mentor, Hans.
Wear thick socks, Gordon.
Catch the PIHL Power Play every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on MSASports.net. Attention all teenagers in the South Hills.
Hate to cut off Mr. Horner, but we have some second period hockey to get to.
Official shots, 20 on goal for Mars, 4 for Deer Lakes.
Alongside Brandon Showers, I'm Josh Rowntree here from RMU's Island Sports Center. 1-0 is the score after 1 period of play as we drop the puck on period number 2. Mars with a lead. Here's a shot on, and they score. Deer Lakes has tied the game on an unassuming shot by James Mastrin. It was misplayed by Sprang, and it found its way off of his glove. It was a low shot, and then redirected back up into the top corner of the net. And the Lancers tie the game at 1, just 17 seconds into the period.
And Mastrin was even surprised by that goal. He kind of put his hands up thinking, did that go in, and then he put them even higher up, realizing after the fact, yes, in fact, it did go in, and Sprang completely shell-shocked back there.
Massive goal there for Deer Lakes early in the period.
The Deer Lakes goal scored by number 5, Curtis Zuski.
That was not number 5. That was number 55.
Time to goal 16:43 of the second period.
Now puck comes out to Ruprecht. Shot on, hit a stick on the way through.
Yeah, that was 55. I caught it too, Josh.
Yeah.
So both of us saw the exact same thing.
Yeah, just making sure we get clarification on that. Everybody here agreeing that was 55 that scored the goal, not number 5.
Another shot, quick shot
off the draw by Casale is gobbled up. They put Curtis Sevchek's name in the point streak, but that was not his goal. That was 55 that shot that puck. Number 55 is James Mastron.
Wanted to make sure, because there is one scratch for Deer Lakes. Hunter
Moravins not playing tonight. Now up the far side, Ruprecht takes the puck away, comes in with Lineski, 2-on-2. Lineski in the left wing circle, lost control of it. Yeah, Hunter Moravins, talking to Coach Lineski earlier, was injured. This puck is offsides. Malice bringing it ahead. Was injured off the ice and is okay, but certainly we do extend some well wishes to Hunter Moravins. Not sure if he's in the building tonight or not.
Yeah, we certainly wish him and his family the best for him.
David Haig Photography. Check your event program.
So 1-1 is the score. The goal by James Mastron. And we're going to get that corrected during the intermission, because that was certainly Mastron's goal as Thomas skates it ahead. There's a low wrist shot on, and that one hit off the end boards, came right out to the net mouth side on the near side of the ice. But no one was home for Mars.
I'll tell you, Mastron, you just put the puck on net, and you never know what will happen.
Two players battling for it. It's finally played out in the left wing circle where Mastron will turn and knock it out of the zone. He's probably saying, hey, you know,
that was
I scored the first goal of the postseason. Only my 3rd goal of the year. Give me some credit. Mastron had 2 goals and 1 assist all season. He scores the game-tying goal here in the semifinals.
Tried it again, too.
Hey, at first you succeed.
Keep trying.
Yeah, keep on doing it. Mastron skating well out there now. Comes free to Ruprecht. Off to Lineski. Lineski a shot. Hit a skate on the way through. Now a turning play from behind the cage. That was Ruprecht. Hanna laying a big hit onto Jonathan Merlot on the far side. Stolen away by Hal Graves. Hal Graves, one of the best skating defensemen you will see in Western Pennsylvania. He can absolutely move the puck. Plays like a center, but does it on the defensive side. Out of Casale. Cross ice pass was looking for Ruprecht. Ruprecht trying to get to it. Icing waved off. As Ruprecht behind the cage turns with it on the backhand. It comes free to the net mouth. And right there putting a glove on it is Tyler Sprang. It's the first goal, the one by number 55, James Mastron. The first goal that he has allowed this postseason has Sprang. Stopped all 20 in their win over Freeport. The quarterfinals. Lineski against Moust. It's one back for Paul Moust. And then Vaspinder let it go past his skate out to center ice. Casale drifts into his own zone, then knocks one to the near side. Lineski tried to pick it up, got bumped for it, and then plays it back in.
From what I hear in that Freeport game, Mars used a quick start to get Freeport on their heels, and at that point it was over. So they didn't quite get that in the first period tonight.
Mouse bringing it ahead, good wrist shot on. Puck hits off the end boards. It's on the backside of the net. They can't get it off, so that'll bring a stop to play. Yeah, Mars, they outshot Freeport 45-20 in that contest. And as you mentioned, the quick start, and it was over pretty early. And that's a very good Freeport team that they beat too. I saw Freeport defeat Mars earlier in the season, so I know exactly what the Yellow Jackets were capable of. They just couldn't pull it off. Of course, Freeport, really the heartbreaking story of last year's playoffs on this very ice. They were up 2-1 over Quaker Valley with a minute left and gave up 2 goals in the final minute to have a trip to Consol Energy Center and who knows, potentially a championship taken away. Newman behind his net, 13:20 to play. Game tied 1-1. Smicker Sends one up ahead, a big hit on the near side as Sevchek just laid out. That is Norris, Andrew Norris. He took a hard fall into the near side boards.
Got up, he's fine. He's skating normal, so.
Took him a little second to get up.
You go down that hard. See how fast you get up.
I'm not getting up. I can tell you that right now. Now Norris with it behind the net, tried to center one. Where's the puck? Sitting on the back of the net, and finally Deer Lakes is able to play it off. Norris then comes back and lays.
He caught the number.
A retaliation check. It was Ryan Murdoch, though, that he hit that time. I'm sure at that point he's just wanting to hit anything that's wearing a white jersey.
Yeah.
McCann skates it into the zone. Down the far side. McCann waiting, centers one, but no one home.
I think you could have put Norris's mom out there in a white jersey and you might have hit her just out of the sheer emotion of getting hit that hard.
Now skating well is Hal Graves. Drifts into the right circle, goes around him, and Hal Graves still on it. Now he's behind the net, looking, sends one to the front of the cage, it's free. And the official blows the whistle, bringing a halt to play. I think the official lost the sight of the puck. That puck was still free in front of Jonathan Lang, but the official couldn't see it.
And just to make sure my roster's right, Hal Graves is a defenseman, right?
He is, yep.
He plays looks like Chris Letang on the ice in that scenario, just skating around behind the net and everything. He goes deep.
Yeah, and that's a very accurate comparison. That's kind of how he plays, that puck moving, good skating ability that he has. Excellent passer. He can weave through some guys. As can McCann, the other guy out there. McCann a little bit more of an at-home defenseman, but those two make a nice pair. Now Lineski steals a puck, centers one, and Ruprecht tried for the one-timer but couldn't put it home. Might have hit a stick on the way through. Now bringing it back is Hal Graves. He leads the rush. 3-on-3, they enter the zone. Hal Graves takes a hit from Francione.
Not a good clear.
In the far corner. Deer Lakes couldn't get it out. It's kept in. Now Mouse with it. Mouse, the turning shot from the right wing circle goes high. McCann just outside of the left circle gives one back towards the net. And putting the right glove on it is the goaltender, Jonathan Lang.
Deer Lakes tried to clear that puck off the boards and it almost deadened right after it hit the boards. Didn't bounce back like a lot of times you'll see, and it went right to Mars. Mars able to get a little bit of offense going out of it. Boards here are dead. Where the Colonials play, a little bit of a deadened board. Collegiately, it's around the board as well. If you look collegiately, the boards just seem to be a little bit more dead than what you see at the high school rinks.
Osborne off the drop. Plays it in, but right there is Salate. Has it stolen away. Taken by Thomas. Right in front of the net. Osborne right there in the slot. Teed one up, but a good save made by Jonathan Lang yet again.
Yeah, Lang came out in his butterfly, able to kind of cushion it against his gut there a little bit. Does a good job making sure it doesn't get a rebound because there were about 3 planets orbiting around him.
Thomas will take the draw back to Osborne. Osborne throws one towards the front of the cage. Rebound, it's still free. Hanna whacking away at it. Still loose in front of the net. Finally, it drifts to the side of the cage. A turnaround shot by Kyle Thomas trying to put it back at the net, and the net is off the moorings. Boy, a big scramble there as Hanna and Thomas both had a couple of looks at the front of the net, sitting there on the doorstep, but again, Jonathan Lang equal to it.
Hanna tried to get a good center drive there to get the centering pass. Wasn't able to get deep enough, or excuse me, he got too deep and ended up running into the post.
Puck comes out to Noah Raymundo. Cross ice, went right past Vassbender over to Mouse. Mouse has Heekins standing in front of the cage but lost an edge. Went down to the ice, then hopped right back up as Heekins enters the play. Now to Raymundo on the near side, takes a big check. It leads to an outlet up ahead. Ruprecht, though, couldn't corral it as he had Casale trying to get a step up ahead of the D. Now Salate on the near side as the puck drifts out to center ice and Vassbender takes over. Turns and fires one all the way back in behind the cage.
Oh, almost a two-on-one break there for the Deer Lakes. Not able to get it.
Heekins takes a big check on the near side by Salate. Mouse skating well, goes through a couple of men, but can't quite get towards the puck. Vaspiner, though, does. Vaspiner walks in, centers one, and it's swatted out of there, taken away, and here comes Casale back 2-on-2. Vince Casale down the right wing, takes a big high check, and goes flying to the ice. Looked pretty clean, though. It was high, but I thought it was clean.
Yeah, it was body to body. There wasn't like an elbow or anything. He did go down hard, though.
Yeah, I think a little bit of an acting job by Casale. Not to say that he wasn't hit hard, but he left his feet, and that's what caused him to fly to the ground. Now battling with it is Mouse. Mouse brings it out to center ice. Paul Mouse skating well into the right wing circle, tries the toe drag move, but Brad Lineski takes it away. Now played back towards the cage by Keaton Hanna. Intercepted, and again by Francione. They tried the long outlet pass to Murdoch. Kind of interesting, this game, as it goes down for ice, it has a lower scoring feel to it, more defensive style. I mean, great goaltending, certainly the chances have been there, but a lower scoring game. These two teams, as we said on the year, a 10-goal game, 6-4 the first time, a 9-goal game, 5-4 the second time. So these two teams, they are no strangers to scoring goals.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that these defenses kind of ratcheted down in the playoffs, and they know that both teams can score. They got to stop the other team from scoring, not give up as many goals as you did during the regular season, take less chances, play smarter.
Here's McCann skating well into the attacking zone, let go of a shot from the left side, and that one hit a stick and fluttered wide of the cage. Now Thomas on the backhand behind the net, but right there is Francione yet again. Francione off the near side window, but McCann intercepts, keeps it in. McCann skating with it. McCann a shot towards the cage, quick rebound, but right there is Lang again to put a glove on it and freeze it. Boy, Jonathan Lang has been a busy man. He stopped 25 of 26 shots in their quarterfinal win over Montour, and he has probably stopped near that many here tonight, I'm guessing.
I got him at 22 unofficially, so.
All right. He made 19 saves in the first period.
Just peppered, straight peppered.
Now a miss on a puck by Heekins, comes out to Casale. Casale 2-on-1, waiting, tries to the center. He had Lineski on the near side pipe, but went just by his stick. Maybe overskated a bit, did Lineski. Now Casale steals it, centers one. Ruprecht was right there, but couldn't quite get to it that time. Now back with it is Heekins. Heekins off to Mouse. Mouse left dot, shot on, save made by Jonathan Lang, and the rebound goes to the far side. Behind the cage is Mouse. Mouse turning, working, gets to the backhand, centered one. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but either way, it nearly went in. Almost redirected.
Nobody picked up his body coming off of that back wall there. He faked as if he was going to go far side, and then walked out near side wide open with a path to the net.
Mouse skating well. Let go of a backhander, hit off the side of the cage. Then Mouse gave it off to Heekins. Heekins' pass was intended for Paul Mouse, but it comes out to center ice, and it'll drift all the way back into the Mars zone where Raymundo takes it. Now stepping up is Merlot. Merlot down the right side. Murdoch a shot towards the net, and that hit a skate. Hal Graves behind the cage, being pressured. A turn and play it off the far side boards. Now an outlet pass up ahead as they were looking for Norris, but right there is Smicker. Smicker down the left side, tried to go around, got a shot on. Smicker got the rebound, couldn't put it back on the net, as right there was Lang. Boy, a great opportunity for number 43, Evan Smicker, but he just could not haul in his own rebound, as Lang was a bit off balance. Shot back in, Lang makes a catch on the shot by Raymundo, and he will hold on.
Boy, Lang is starting to get tested again. The whole start of the second period, it was a matter of, will Mars be able to set up any offensive pressure? Now all of a sudden they've started to set up a lot of offensive pressure.
Bo Heekins, a power play goal back in the first period of 14:32, made it 1-0 Mars, but 17 seconds into the second period, James Mastrin tied the game at 1-1 for Deer Lakes. Face off to the left dot, it'll be Thomas against Lineski. It's one, the puck pops straight up in the air, and Casale will collect it for Deer Lakes. Ruprecht brings it ahead, good defensive play, but it came free to Lineski. Great work in there by number 4, Ben Heltman. Now Heltman steps back in his own zone and delays for a moment as he leads the out rush ahead. played around the boards. Behind the cage is Brad Lineski up to Ruprecht. Ruprecht, he had Casale going for a moment there. Couldn't get it to him. Stolen away, that's Osborne. It's given right back, though, to Ruprecht. And stolen again by Heltman. Hanna now with it down the left side. Keaton Hanna works into the zone. Low shot on. Rebound came out into the slot again, but Brad Lineski was there to clear it for Deer Lakes. Lineski now with it on the backhand, sends it out towards center ice where it's picked up by Ruprecht. Mitch Ruprecht up ahead. Big slap shot coming. Hit a skate on the way through. Rebound off the boards. Came free. It's in front of the net. Still loose and finally knocked out of midair by Sprang. Now right side, a shot on. Just missed the cage. A blistering shot by Francione. Behind the net, Casale couldn't get to it. Ruprecht trying to win it on the far side as Hal Graves is attempting to clear it out of the zone. Right in front of the MSA Sports banner on the far side half boards. Down the near side, McCann. McCann played it out towards center ice, where Thomas picks it up. Thomas attempted to go around Francione. Got it to the front of the net on a backhand. Now it comes free. Shot on by Vassbender. Hit a leg. Then came out to the right side. Hal Graves, a slapper. Hit a leg as well. McCann skating into the left circle. 5.5 to go here in period number 2. 1-1 is the score between Deer Lakes and Mars. Hal Graves, tough on the puck, takes a couple of whacks but keeps going. Hal Graves, a shot, he scores! Ian Hal Graves tickles the twine and makes it 2-1, Fighting Planets. What a shot by Hal Graves.
11:45, and boy, Hal Graves, you just watch him with the stick, with the puck. Does such a good job skating, keeping his head up and looking for that open spot on the net or the open man on the ice. I am so impressed by his skating ability. Probably, like you said, Josh, some of the best skating ability in the PIHL.
So Hal Graves at 11:45 of the second period makes it 2-1. Mars back in the lead.
Scored
It's his first goal of the playoffs.
Ian Hal Graves. For an assist to number 8.
Stolen by Merlot. Back towards the net. Good save made by Sprang. Owen Vassbender will get the lone assist on the goal. Vassbender, his first assist, second point of the postseason.
That's the 9th goal for Hal Graves on the year, playoffs included.
Now Merlot dumps the puck in, where it's collected by Lineski out in front, and they score! Casale puts it home, Lineski set him up, and Deer Lakes answers right back with a goal of their own.
Well, it's a game of answering, Josh, and we saw that in the first game. It's so important to get your answer and get it quick. It only took 25 seconds, if my math is right, for the goal.
12:10 is the time of the goal. 25 seconds between Zach Lineski will get the primary assist on the Vince Casale goal. And now bringing it ahead is Osborne. Osborne, a wrist shot, save made, but they're going to say offsides for Vince Casale. It's his third goal of the playoffs.
With assist to number 65, Zach Lineski. And number 92, Jonathan Merlot.
Jonathan Merlot will pick up the other helper.
Lewinsky, he had 60, Lineski, excuse me, he had 61 assists on the season as well. Certainly knows how to dish the puck and get the assists.
Yeah, it helps when you're passing to a guy, Mitch Ruprecht, that scored 69 goals in the regular season. Now Casale up ahead to Lineski. Lineski tried to center. What a response that was, though. As that puck, it looked like for a moment that the goaltender Tyler Sprang got a glove on it and nearly made a highway robbery type of save, but it somehow trickled in and out of his glove and then fell into the back of the net. Now Hanna on the far side on the backhand, clears it out towards center ice. Picked up, then stolen. McCann down the left wing. Dumps one towards the front of the net, paddled aside by Lang. Back of the net, Salade picks it up and then rifles one out to the center ice area. Jonathan Lang is the only goaltender on the roster for Deer Lakes.
neither team really seeing the sin bin very often. Only one penalty, and that penalty was a power play goal, converted into a power play goal.
Murdoch tried to center one, but it's taken away. Now it comes free down the lane. There's going to be a penalty coming up here on Deer Lakes. I think we might get a hooking call. Deer Lakes, as you just mentioned, either team going to the box. It is a hooking call, and it's going to be on number 25, Alex Salate.
Moore is able to convert the first one into a goal. This would be a big-time power play goal if they can get it and hold the Lancers from answering by the end of the second period.
13:25 is the time of the penalty. Mars back on their second man advantage. Face off in the right wing circle. 5-on-4 we play for the next 2 minutes unless Mars can go up 3-2 on a goal.
Penalty number 25, Alexander Saladay. 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty.
Al Graves waiting, fires that one redirected on the way through. I think getting a piece of it was Kyle Thomas, but it went high. McCann had it stolen. Look out. Here comes Ruprecht up ahead. He's one-on-one, and Ruprecht lost it as a good defensive play was made by Hal Graves.
And Lang doing everything he could there back in his net to clear out in front of him. Mars Planet was kind of barreling down on him right as close as you could be.
Moused in the near side corner. 1:20 to go on the man advantage. McCann plays it to the half boards. Heekins turns, fires, rebound, puck free. But no one from Mars able to get to it as the closest man was Kyle Thomas. Now out to the right point. Al Graves over McCann. McCann at the left point brings it to the boards. Now at the high point. Al Graves back in front of the net. Great one-touch passing from Mouse to number 40, Kyle Thomas. But his backhander was, I believe, off the stick of the goaltender Lang and went high into the netting.
And nobody wanted to pick up Thomas in front of the net, and that's who was doing that hard work in front of the net that Lang was trying to clear out in front of him on the last power play possession that Mars had.
We are a minute into the power play. Penalty to Alex Salate. Skating it on is Newman. Newman, a good shot on, went in and out of the catching glove, nearly trickled into the net, but went just wide. Now Osborne in the high slot will rotate it to the far side, turns, wrists one towards the net, hit Lineski, who is out pressuring him. Now Merlot stops one as he goes down to a knee. Vashbinder, left side, cross ice. Delaying here is Raymundo, and he'll just bank it off the far side boards behind the cage. Osborne, back over to Hanna, and stolen away and cleared out to center ice, where Ian Newman will cut it off with 20 seconds to play on the penalty to Salate. Vashbinder working hard, getting into the zone, tried to cut it towards the slot, but it came free to Newman. Newman, a shot on, and a blocker save made by the goaltender Lang. Now Osborne in the slot got rid of a shot, save made, and it'll be cleared up the far side boards, but not out. Hanna kept it in. Power play over. Mars now 1 for 2. Near side corner will be banked off the end boards to the far side. Now it came free to Vashbinder in the left circle. He had it timed up. Couldn't get a lot on the shot.
Big time kill out of the Lancers there to not give up that power play goal, not go down 3-2 late in the second period.
Lineski skating hard. Turns, tried to center one, but no one was home. He was 1-on-5.
Got double teamed in the corner there.
Now Paul Moust 1-on-3. Tried to skate through everybody. Good steal. And a clear out of the zone.
1 minute.
By Brad Lineski. 1 minute left here in the second. We're even at 2. 3 goals here in the period.
There's 6 guys on the ice for Deer Lakes.
And they're going to get caught with it.
We got for 10 seconds or so. I was waiting for the officials to put up their arm and call the penalty. You get a bench minor now, too many men on the ice.
That penalty is going to come at 16-19 of the period.
Penalty going to be served by, it looks like 99 or 95.
The goal scorer from earlier, James Mastro.
My fault. Sorry, Josh. I was trying to read it off the arms, and the arms were kind of turned. Sorry about that.
It's all right. So Mars will go to the work on their third.
For too many men on the ice. Time to
Power play.
41 seconds.
Heekins walks it into the slot. Heekins lets go of a shot and went just wide. I'm not sure if Lang got a piece of that or not. Under 30 to play.
Nobody wanted to step up on Heekins there either, as he kind of walked wide open to the net, tried to take advantage of it and get a shot off, not able to put it to the net though.
Went by Mouse, came out to Merlot. Merlot then banked it off the far side boards right in front of the Mars bench. Now Mouse with it. Mouse the big slap shot, blocker save made. Jonathan Lang, another big stop there. 3 seconds to play, 2-1, and time will run out here in period number 2. We've played 2 here at RMU's Island Sports Center, and we are even at 2 between Deer Lakes and the Fighting Planets of Mars. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the Blade Runner scoring summary. That's after these words. You're listening to the 2015 PIHL Penguins Cup Playoffs. It's a Class A Semifinals right here on the MSA Sports Network, brought to you in part by Trip Total Media.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF Skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network.
Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com. See you at the rink.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything, right? I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu. UPMC Sports Medicine is the region's largest and most experienced center dedicated to caring for athletes of all levels. And as we celebrate more than 25 years of world-class care, we're proud to offer more services, have more physicians, and treat more student athletes than any other sports medicine provider in the region. Why would you choose to go anywhere else? To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of the largest selections of Penguin game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present. Or call them at 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
back here on the MSA Sports Network from the Island, RMU's Island Sports Center. It is even at 2 between Deer Lakes and Mars after 2 periods of play. Mars, they are the number 2 seed out of Tier 1's Western Conference, the number 1 seed from Tier 1's Western Conference, the Quaker Valley Quakers, taking down Hempfield earlier tonight 3-2 in overtime on a shorthanded goal by Connor Quinn. That sends the Quakers back to Consol Energy Center, where they are quite familiar. They have
their own late lockers down there. They got to have a locker room and lockers down there for Quaker Valley, because it's what, 4 out of the last 5 years?
This will be 4 years in a row that they have made it. They have won the last 3 championships,
okay.
So this will be 4 years in a row. They'll be looking for their 4th straight championship. They also won the championship in 2008 as well. So Quaker Valley team, they won it in 2006 in addition to that. So Quaker Valley team that really in the last 9-10 years has become, along with Mars, I would say the elite programs of Class A for sure, and potentially a team with Mars that will not be in Class A next year, that because of the PIHL's realignment that will take place next season, that kind of went into place this year but will be enforced next year. From what we understand, Quaker Valley Mars, they will be forced to move up at that point as they combine PIHL enrollment with the winning percentage of the last 3 years. And over the last 3 years, nobody in the PIHL has a higher winning percentage than the Quaker Valley Quakers, and Mars is not very far behind there either. And of course, Mars, a very, very large school in the PIHL level. They're a pretty big AAA school. So, but regardless, we have played 2 here from RMU, and 2-2 is the score. Let's take a look at the Blade Runner scoring summary, brought to you by Blade Runners in 2 locations, in Harmerville and Warrendale. Back in the first period, an early penalty, well, not too early, 13:29 into the period. That sent Mars on to a power play as Brad Lineski went to the box for tripping. It wouldn't take long for them to capitalize. A minute and 3 seconds into the man advantage, Bo Heekins would bury a puck 5-hole past the goaltender, Jonathan Lang. Paul Mouse gets the assist, and it was 1-0 Mars after 1 period. Shots after 1 were 20-4 in favor of the Fighting Planets. Second period got underway, and it got underway in a big way for the Lancers. James Mastrin ties the game, only his 3rd goal of the season, as he sneaks one by. It hit off the glove. It was a low shot, hit off the glove of the goaltender in Tyler Sprang, then up into the top, the roof of the net, and it was 1-1 just like that. But just over 11 minutes later, Ian Hout-Graves would answer. He gets set up by Owen Vaspiner, brings a puck just outside of the left wing circle, and lets go of a just unbelievably quick wrist shot that beats Lang to make it 2-1. However, 25 seconds later, Deer Lakes would answer. Vince Cassell takes a great feed from Zach Lineski and puts it home. It went in and out of the glove, it looked like, of the goaltender in Tyler Sprang, and that made it 2-2. Lineski and Jonathan Merlot get the assists, and that is the score through 2 periods of play. Shots are 35-11. They were 15-7 in favor of Mars in that second period, but 35-11 overall after 2 periods here in favor of Mars, and the score even at 2-2. That is your Blade Runner scoring summary, brought to you by Blade Runners in 2 locations in Harmerville and Warrendale.
Yeah, and you said it. Mars was able to capitalize on one of their 2 power plays so far. They had one penalty power play in the first period. They're working on finishing up their second power play here to start the third period out on a fresh sheet of ice. That was a bench minor, too many men on the ice. Hooking call earlier in that period as well. They're now 1 for 2 on the power play, pending their third. No power play chances for Deer Lakes.
See maybe if that comes here in this third period. We have about 4 minutes left, and looking at the championships for the PIHL and the Penguins Cup, 2 of them are completely set. This will be the last matchup to decide who will play in the championship game. In AAA, a surprise, I guess you could say, that 4-seed Cannon McMillan last night upsetting North Allegheny. They take them down on a blowout 7-0. It'll be number 4 Cannon McMillan against number 6 Butler, and the road that Butler has taken to a championship. They beat the defending national champions in Bethel Park, then the defending state champions in Peters Township, both by 3-1 final scores. And the 6-seed Butler is in the championship game and will look for the first title in school history, going up against a Cannon McMillan team that has won one that came back in 2010. In AA, it should be a good one. Erie Cathedral Prep. They will look for their third title ever and first since all the way back in 1997 when they won AA. They beat Bishop Canavan on Monday night 8-2 right here at RMU, and then their opponent will be the third seed out of the Eastern Conference, and that will be the Armstrong Riverhawks. They took down Shaler on Monday night by a final score of 4-3 as they won that game in overtime. A terrific finish to that game, and Armstrong against Cathedral Prep in AA, and then of course Quaker Valley awaits the winner of this one between Deer Lakes and Mars in Single A. The Division II playoff semifinals are set. Carrick against Meadville, as Carrick, the number 1 seed in Class C, took down the number 1 team in Class B, the number 1 seed in the tournament, really, in Harbor Creek last night, 6-5. And Meadville will be their opponent next. They will take on the winner of Beaver, and Beaver is awaiting the winner of Peters Township B and Indiana, who dropped the puck. Should be wrapping up that game if it's not over already. So Carrick, Meadville, and Beaver in the semifinals. Those will be on Monday. They'll be at Blade Runners in Warrendale.
I had that Beaver team earlier in the week, and they're a good team. They played themselves into the playoffs, skate very, very well, skate as a team.
We will take another break. When we come back, we'll drop the puck for period number 3. We're even at 2 goals apiece between Deer Lakes and Mars. You're listening to PIHL Penguins Cup Playoffs. It's the Class A semifinals, brought to you by Trip Total Media right here on the MSA Sports Network.
Looking to replace your athletic field? Choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network.
Hi, this is former Seton LaSalle Mount Pleasant Trinity basketball coach Joe Dunn, here to tell you that I'll be joining Don Rebel and Johnny Lee on the WPIL Roundball Report, Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. here on the MSA Sports Network. There we go.
Coach, this is a 30-second commercial.
What? Whose call was that? That's a terrible call. I mean, I just sat down here. This is the kind of stuff that happens to me.
We have another ex-coach.
It's just one of those things.
Join us for the WPIL Roundball Report Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock here on the MSA Sports Network.
You're killing me.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
What you want is to stay warm this winter by logging on to www.msasports.net each and every day. We have all the schedules, the scores, the rankings, and the standings of the high school winter sports, plus weekly shows like Inside the WPIL Wrestling Circle, the PIHL Power Play Show, and the WPIAL Roundball Report, along with live and archive broadcasts of whatever your favorite high school sport is. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this winter. It's the MSA Sports Network.
Brandon Showers, what do both of these teams need to do to pull off a win in a very tight Class A semifinal?
Deer Lakes, they got to start getting their body between the puck and the net. They got to start blocking shots. You can only depend on your goaltender to stop so many shots in a game. And he's up to 33 already. Give him a break. Let him take a breather in some of this third period. For Mars, keep doing what you're doing. Convert on this power play and just put it in cruise control for the final 16 and whatever.
I think another thing here, too, is let's see if Deer Lakes can get on the man advantage themselves.
Yes. On the Deer Lakes first goal. That was scored by number 55, James Mastran.
So there is the correction of the goal. It's brought up the near side. And we have a player down back behind the play as Jonathan Merlot is face down. Looks like he ran into Bo Heekins. Heekins kind of put his arms up like, I have no idea what happened, but Merlot is down.
Both of them collided. It wasn't, Heekins didn't lift up on him, didn't go for the head or anything like that, but boy, oh boy, we can hope that Merlot's okay there. He already has himself 1 point on the night with the assist on the Cassell goal, and he's still down.
And Heekins is a big kid.
Yeah.
He's one of the largest players on the ice and very, kind of strong upper body sort of kid. And Merlot is not as big, obviously, and just got flattened there when they collided. He looks to be okay. He's moving around a little bit. May have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. You hope that that's all that was done. Of course, the other night, kind of an ugly finish to the end of the Bishop Canavan Erie Prep game when a player got elbowed up high. Looked to be a very blatant and dirty play, and it's like from what we were told, the Cathedral Prep player potentially had a dislocated jaw. So don't like to see anything like that, but I don't think you can blame Heekins there. I mean, the two guys just collided, and he's just bigger.
What you described was dirty. That was a good hockey play, but unfortunately hurt Merlot.
Yep.
That's all it was right there. And he skated off slowly, somewhat under his own power, so we'll see if he comes back later on.
Puck played behind the net where Hout Graves will collect it. Stumbled for a moment, but regained his balance. 50 seconds to play on the penalty to the Deer Lakes bench. Too many men call. It's being served by James Mastran, who scored Deer Lakes' first goal of the night. Far side, big hit laid on McCann, but stepping out of it for Mars is Heekins, and he got it to the near side where Mouse timed one up, but looked like a toe save made by Lang. Mouse skating all through the offensive zone. Centers one to Heekins, a drive, but it goes wide. Rebound attempt at the far side post. Puck still free. Finally, Deer Lakes will get it out to center ice. Nicely done there by Vince Cassell.
That's a big-time clear. Cassell from his knee able to get the puck out to center ice and actually down into the Mars zone.
10 seconds to play. Now 5 in the power play. Ruprecht plays it up the near side boards. Big hit on the near side. Heekins will cross ice over to Moust. Moust banked it off the boards by the Deer Lakes bench, and it came free. Bringing it down, and a whistle. They're going to say the net is off the moorings as Kyle Thomas let go of a shot.
Association for their assistance in tonight's Penguins Cup semifinals.
So Mars came out on that power play, didn't really get too much set up offensively. Deer Lakes did a good job clearing everything that came into the defensive zone and stopping the quick goal.
Puck bounces in, taken in the near side corner, but stolen away by Deer Lakes as Ruprecht took it. Mitch Ruprecht has been a bit quiet. He has recorded at least 2 points in every game this season.
Yeah, but it's that strong, silent type, Josh, that could win a hockey game, especially in the playoffs with the ability of Ruprecht. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe ramp it up in the third period.
There's always a guy that steps up as well that maybe scores a goal that you weren't expecting. And, of course, James Mastran here tonight, one of those guys. There's a big shot from the left side, and there he is! Ruprecht scores on a wicked wrister that went into the top corner, and as we were just mentioning, Mitch Ruprecht not recording a point tonight. He buries one past the goaltender, Tyler Sprang, to make it 3-2 Deer Lakes.
There was no stopping that puck. You could have had Martin Brodeur himself in the net on that puck, and he was not stopping it. It It was targeted upper 90. Beautiful shot from Ruprecht.
Mitch Ruprecht with the goal. His fourth of the playoffs.
Mitchell Ruprecht. Unassisted.
Unassisted goals. He got the steal, brought it in, and just out of nowhere let one go and buries it.
Almost on cue.
Up ahead, a puck dumped in. Back behind the cage is Brad Lineski. Lineski then turned on the backhand and played one up the near side boards. Turning shot by Norris to the net is paddled aside. Now an outlet pass comes up the ice. Halk Graves not able to get to it. Icing, though, waved off. As Ian Halk Graves will take it behind his cage, has his pocket picked. Casale takes it, tried to center one, but it's stolen away. Work there, retreating by Heekins. Heekins, a very popular name in the Mars area. His brother played. It's kind of a tradition with Mars. Brothers on the team.
I was going to say, if you look down, they have, what, 2 sets of brothers on the team right now.
Right, right. And you see guys, you know, that have last names that you saw 3-4 years ago, too. Big hit on the near side as Salate just laid out McCann. Now moused with it. He takes a hit by Merlot. Physical play picking up here. Good collect and a shot on by Newman. Hit a skate on the way through and trickled just wide.
I don't want to say that Deer Lakes was dead physically in the first 2 periods, but they've certainly ramped it up after that goal by Ruprecht. It's almost like that gave them the confidence and the momentum to attack the puck and attack with it. Attack it with the body.
So Deer Lakes, their first lead of the night, the Mitchell Ruprecht goal. That is, for him, goal number 73 of the season. Boy, it must be nice to be able to score 73 goals in a year.
73 goals on the year in now 23 games played. That's just not right.
Puck is on the net. And it'll bring a stop to play. Just over 13 minutes to go as Deer Lakes has gone on top of Mars. They have scored the last 2 goals thanks to Mitch Ruprecht and Vince Casale.
3.17 goals a game for him.
Draws one backwards and it comes to the near side. You said 3+ goals a game?
3.17. Counting tonight's game and tonight's goal.
Now the puck will come to center ice. Casale saw it go by him. Taken away by Hanna. Keaton Hanna, right wing circle. Let's go. A low bouncing shot, but Kyle Thomas right there to take it. Got the rebound. Tried to circle back out, but Zach Lineski right there. Yeah, this year he had really a couple of games where he did a huge chunk of his damage. In a 2-game stretch this year, he had 23 points, did Ruprecht. He had 13 points in one game, a game in which he had 10 goals. And then in another game, he had 10 points, including 6 goals. That was against Franklin Regional, the 10-point effort. And then Greensburg-Salem the next game, a 13-point effort. Now skating hard as Ruprecht. He gets stood up, though, by Halk Graves. Lineski, not bad either. He's third in the PIHL in points, first in assists. He's only failed to record a point in one game. He has one here tonight on the Casale goal. McCann, big slapper, drives it in. Merlot saw it go by his stick in the near side corner, stolen by Vaspinner. They get it to the front near side part of the net. It's taken out of there. Murdoch with it. Murdoch has a goal in these playoffs.
You said probably the most promising thing you've said all night, that Merlot's back out on the ice.
Here's a shot by Halk Graves, and he ties the game. Boy, talk about unassuming goals. Halk Graves in the right circle, his second, as he just wristed one right by the left blocker of Jonathan Lang, and we are square. A goal coming at 5:29 of this third period.
Is that a 1? I can't tell if that's a 1 or a 7.
It's a 1.
Okay. I will take your word for it, because you're seeing it.
What an answer as Ian Halk Graves.
Scored by number 62, Ian Halk Graves. Unassisted.
Vaspinner. That's another unassisted goal.
Of the third period.
This one coming from the right circle. He had one just out of the left circle earlier. Puck on the near side. Again, the physical play picking up here. Ruprecht trying to skate through a couple of guys, has it stolen away. This is the speedy Paul Moust. Moust, crossover move. He's going to get hooked. There's going to be a penalty coming up on Deer Lakes. Newman, though, on the right side. Newman works it in the right wing circle. Let's go of a shot. It's high. Stays in the ring as Raymundo takes it high slot. 6-on-5. Raymundo drifting with it. Takes it to the left circle. Gets off a shot, and it sails wide to the near side. Newman will tee one up. Redirected as Thomas got a piece of it. But a save made by Lang. Penalty coming up, though. It's going to be on Deer Lakes. It's going to be a hooking call. I couldn't tell who got the stick up. We'll see who comes to the box.
It's at 26, and that's not good. That's Ruprecht coming to the box. All right?
That'll be a massive loss. Even if it's only 2 minutes. The penalty coming at 6:24. This will be the fourth power play tonight for Mars. They are 1 for 3 so far. Deer Lakes has not had an opportunity on the man advantage.
Deer Lakes penalty to number 20.
Oh, that's
Vincent Casale.
Vince Casale, not
2 minutes
Ruprecht.
for hooking. Time of the penalty, 10:36 of the third period.
Apologies there. There's a wrist shot by Moust on the net as they set it up. Played over to Heekins. Heekins brings it behind the cage, waiting. We'll get it off to Mouse in the right wing circle. Mouse back to Heekins. Heekins will bring it in the slot. Backhand attempt. He had a man crashing, and McCann, the defenseman, moving up. But it went right by his stick. Now Salade will turn and slap one and clear it out of the zone.
Got to clear that puck in the corner here whenever they're up against the half wall. You got to have somebody get close to the puck and somewhat attack it. Put a little bit of challenge on it to not give up a break toward the net like they just did.
We are even at 3 goals apiece. On the near side, battle for it. Comes out to Hal Graves. Let's go. The shot. It's free underneath Lang, but he will finally put the mitt down on it. Bring a freeze to play. Osborne to take the draw for the Planets off to Vassbender. Stepping up is Ruprecht. He wins the puck, and great job on the backhand to lift one high and all the way down the ice.
Good dump out of Ruprecht, and good job keeping it inside the frame of the glass.
Off to Osborne. Osborne on the right wing, brings it to the half board, then dumps it into the near side corner. Osborne then will skate on and collect it. Waiting, he gets it over to Keaton Hanna. Hanna takes it out to Vassbender on the far side half. Now a crossing pass and a good defensive play made by Jonathan Merlot. Good to see him back in the play after taking a nasty hit earlier. Hanna had it stolen away. Here comes Deer Lakes. This is Ruprecht. Down the far side, he's 2-on-3. He's going to wait. He's going to fire one high, and it hit Sprang up near the face mask area. Might have actually caught him on the neck protector. Osborne leads a rush. Hanna drifting, fires, hit a stick.
Cassell's out.
Good D by Brad Lineski. 1 for 4, but a steal by Vassbender and a good wrister. It'll go wide. The rebound plays off the boards all the way up the near side. Turning, dumping it over to Hout Graves. Strong on the backhand, he enters the zone. Pulls up, fires, low slap shot, save made by Lang.
This third period is turning into the story of this first period as well. Mars had 20 shots on goal in the first period, a lot of them in big bunches. They're up to 8 shots already, about halfway through the third period.
The Western PA champions will be crowned.
8:11 to go, 3-3 is the score.
Merlot's still a little shaken up. He was very slow to go to the bench there on the change.
Mouse behind the net with it, tried to center, but only Salade was right there. He lost the puck, though, and it came free to Heekins. Back to Mouse. Mouse works it out in front. Shot on, hit a skate. That was Merlot. Now Heekins on the far side. Took a hit, stayed on the puck. Hout Graves, and the pass intended for him intercepted. Now Cassell back with it, trying to go around him and brings it in the right wing circle, then takes a hit and goes down. Good defense there by Michael McCann. Stolen, though, by Deer Lakes. As getting in there was Merlot from the defenseman position.
And that steal down there triggered something in my mind. This is completely different. There's 4 officials on the ice. All season long, these guys play with 2. It turns into a completely different hockey game when you have 4 guys on the ice in stripes. You got to work around them as well.
Yeah. And no doubt, and that's something that we see every year when we get to this point in the season with, there being 2 extra officials. Sometimes pucks get played off of officials, and as a player, you have to keep that in mind. But it's good to have 2 extra officials.
Oh, I'd rather that than the alternative.
Yep, no doubt. Bringing it ahead is Newman. And the regular season, it's tougher. There's not, great deal. It's not like high school basketball where there's a ton of officials and a lot of guys that are able to do it. You have to be, a pretty good skater in order to do it, and obviously know the rules very well and pass all the tests and all that. For the most part, I think the PIHL officials do really a phenomenal job. Hannah brings it up the near wing boards and gets rid of a shot, hit a stick on the way through, and it's held onto by Lang.
And if you're on the scheduling committee, you have more games to compete with. You're not dealing with 7-8 games a week for a team, or 2-3 games a week for a team or an area. You're dealing with games every single night, all the schools. Well,
yeah,
you get my point. There's more. It's more spread out.
Over on the far side, it comes out to Raymundo. Good shot on it. Went in and out. Looks like of the catching glove of Lang, and then drifted to the near side corner. Now Mastrin with it. Plays it up the far side boards. Back to Raymundo at the left point. Goes over to Osborne. Osborne from the right wing circle. Gets rid of a shot. But a pad save made again by Lang. As we approach 6.5 to play in this hockey game. We are tied at 3. Turning to the front of the net was Osborne. His shot, though, hit off Lang and went high and over the net. Now Raymundo. Raymundo over to Osborne. Slapper from the half boards. Then it came free in the high point to Raymundo. His shot on, gloved out of there by Lang, and he will hold.
If nothing else, those pillows for Lang are going to be well broken in and well beat down, because boy, oh boy, he's just taking everything off of his legs and his chest. Doing a good job of cradling everything, too. This game really could be a 7-3 hockey game, if you ask me, by now.
Both of these teams played 23 games in the regular season. We'll compare the numbers as far as saves go, the 2 goaltenders, in a moment. Now Hal Graves in the right circle, fanned on a shot, leads to a break the other way. This is Ruprecht. Ruprecht brings it in, and a good play made, getting back by Hal Graves. Hal Graves, tremendous job. Now a shot towards the cage, rebound attempt on a backhand. Casale. It's knocked aside. Now Brad Lineski. Big hit up high, and that's going to be a penalty. As I believe it's Francione that's going to take a penalty. A wrist shot from the right side by Hal Graves, hit the bar. Touching up, this will be the 5th power play for Mars. Deer Lake still with none. This is going to come at 11:31 of the period. Francione to the box, elbowing will be the call. Doug Francione, a costly penalty. We'll see how costly it is, but not a good time to take it. That's just not a good time to get that overly aggressive. You didn't need to go up high there.
No, as soon as you do, you know you're getting called for that. He just looked at the official and was like, yeah, you got me. You got me completely.
29 of the 3rd period.
Bad penalty to take. Let's see if Mars can take advantage of it and get a lead.
Mouse down the near side, goes around Casale. Mouse then swoops behind the net on the backhand. Waiting, still on the puck strong. Now he turns out to the high point and gives it off to Graves. Hal Graves over to McCann. McCann from the left wing circle gets off a shot, and it went past the net. The rebound caroms all the way out to center ice.
That is such a lost art. That was a drop pass to Hal Graves, and so rarely at any level of hockey do you see that. And I don't know about you, Josh. That takes me back to like the early 90s with Lemieux coming down behind with a slapper.
No doubt. Far side, Salade trying to win the puck. Now 4 players and 5 now battle in the corner. A lot of pushing and shoving as Salade gives a shot to Eakins. Came out to McCann. McCann tees one up and a glove save made. McCann slamming his stick in frustration as Lang smothers that one.
Yeah, McCann really thought he had himself a wide open path to the net. Wasn't quite able to put it in, but really, if you look, I got Lang right now facing 13 shots in the third period unofficially. That's 48 shots this kid has faced, saving 45 of them. That is unheard of numbers in playoff hockey.
Raymundo, near side Newman. Newman waiting, gets rid of one, in and out of the catching mitt of Jonathan Lang. Mars, they cough it up, and they are able to keep it in as Raymundo kept it. Vassbender was in the slot, saw one go right by him. Turning shot by Osborne went wide. Tracking it over in the corner is Keaton Hanna. Finally, Murdoch will play one all the way up the ice and out with 30 seconds to go on the man advantage.
Hanna tried to dump that down into the corner and get a cycling process through. Nobody was there for Mars, though. Deer Lake's able to cleanly skate on it and clear it out.
Vassbender back, trying to go 1-on-3. Has it taken away. Merlot on the backhand will dump it all the way back down the ice. 15 seconds to go on the penalty to Francione. Looks like Deer Lakes might escape this one. Now 10 to play. As Keaton Hanna brings it up the near side, Zach Lineski got a piece of it. Was able to control it off to Merlot, but kept in by Hanna. Power play over, Hanna knocks it down, and a redirect in front by Osborne. Went wide of the net by about 3 or 4 inches.
Icing going to be the call, but not a bad ice to take it all. Clear it out of your zone, get it out of trouble, and trust your defensive zone face-off. We might see, think of your Deer Lakes, you maybe think about the timeout here. Just to kind of settle it down. You've spent a lot of time in your own zone.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you would object to it. The good thing with the PIHL, and particularly now for Deer Lakes, here's a pass centered in front. It went in and out of the net mouth. As here's a turning shot by McCann. That's gloved down. You are allowed to make changes, by the way, on icing. So they were able to get fresh bodies out there.
I was just thinking just to settle Lang down.
There's a pass in front. Right there is Heekins. Heekins, the shot on, and a save made by Lang, and then Heekins gave a two-handed shove to the goaltender, and that could be a penalty on Mars.
It is.
I think it's going to be. That'll be the first penalty tonight on the Planets as Heekins is going to go off. That's going to be a slashing call, they say, on Heekins. It comes at a bad time with just 3 minutes to go in the game.
And that's a bad penalty to take, and that's a bad player to take the penalty too. If you pick one guy on this ice that you don't want off, is a big body like Heekins when you're going to go on the penalty kill.
And that timeout that you mentioned with Deer Lakes will be burned here as they can set up the man advantage. We'll take a break as well. 3-3 is the score. 3 minutes left as Deer Lakes is going on the power play. You're listening to the 2015 PIHL Penguins Cup Playoffs, sponsored by Trip Total Media right here on the MSA Sports Network.
UPMC Sports Medicine is the region's largest and most experienced center dedicated to caring for athletes of all levels. And as we celebrate more than 25 years of world-class care, we're proud to offer more services, have more physicians, and treat more student athletes than any other sports medicine provider in the region. Why would you choose to go anywhere else? To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Not a good penalty to take by Bo Heekins, and now he'll have to watch his mates try to kill one off with 3 minutes to play in this hockey game. We are tied at 3. Threes across.
Boy, oh boy.
3 minutes. 3 minutes to go.
I got you.
3-3. Third period. Here we go.
Mars penalty number 95, Bo Heekins. 2 minutes for elbowing.
The actual call was slashing, not elbowing, but I think he could have gone in a variety of directions there.
Goaltender interference.
Now they correct it to a slash. Stolen away by Hal Graves. Here he comes ahead. Man fell down defensively in Lineski, but he pops right back up and is able to steal the puck.
Lineski just goes down to a knee, alertly is able to put himself back up quickly.
Some fans starting to come to their feet here for this man advantage, particularly the Deer Lakes faithful. Now Merlot off to Lineski. Right side, Casale drifts into the right circle. Let's go of a shot. It hit a stick on the way through. Might have caught Merlot's and went wide. Now Ruprecht caught a clearing attempt and gave a big slapper as Keaton Hanna tried to clear one out. Now Lineski, high point, shot on. It's blockered aside. This Deer Lakes team, 31 power play goals in the regular season. Dancing with it here is Ruprecht. Brings it on the near side half boards. Tried to give it off, and it'll be in and out of his grasp, and Ruprecht nearly interfered with by Hanna. He was looking for a call. Leneski up top. Leneski will walk it down. Wrist shot on, rebound off the save by Sprang. And finally, McCann will collect and shoot it all the way back down with under 40 to play in the man advantage.
I can't see the Planets extending themselves to try to get a shorty unless it's beautiful, but they had 6 of them on the year too, Josh. Keep that in mind.
Mouse with it shorthanded. Mouse brings it to the front of the net. Tried to stuff it in through the pads of Lang, but couldn't do it. Now skating ahead is Ruprecht. Norris fell down. Ruprecht all the way. Got rid of a shot. Hit his skate. Got it right back. Backhander save made by Sprang. Near side. Penalty almost over. And Heekins about to come back on the ice as Mouse brings it ahead 2-on-2. Mouse in the left wing circle. Goes around Francione. Got rid of the shot, but it went wide. Now out of the box comes Heekins. He runs over him, and a knee-on-knee collision with Ruprecht, who went flying. He's slow to get back up. Under a minute to play, 50 seconds to go in regulation, tied at 3. The first game tonight in Class A went to overtime. Will the second, 40 seconds to go. Battle for it on the near side. Newman wins it over to Raymundo. Raymundo off the far side boards, circles around to the near side. Casale drops it back. And the puck misplayed, comes out in front of the net, and it'll be knocked out of midair all the way back down as Mastrin turned the puck over in a bad place.
Yeah, very bad place. Behind his own goal line, tried to ice the puck and just couldn't fan on it. He just flat out fanned on it, couldn't make contact with the puck. It ended up going up the middle. At that point, Mars had the opportunity, and it was Hal Graves with the opportunity. He just couldn't put a stick on the puck.
19.6 on the stop clock. Steve Myers, the head coach of Mars, barking out some signals to his team as the faceoff will be taken by Kyle Thomas. He's taken a lot of important draws for them. He wins it right back to Heekins. Now to McCann, right side. Hal Graves got rid of a shot, hit a stick of Ruprecht on the way through. 12 seconds to play. McCann lost it, went out to center ice, and then he fires one into the Deer Lakes bench with 6.8 to go.
Get a little conference with the officials down low. Hanna was tied up. I didn't catch who for the Lancers he was tied up with, but a little bit too much physicality in front of the net. The official wanted to say and let the guys know, hey, you can't do that right in front of the net.
I think it might have been Merlot in there, scrapping it up.
Tonight's officiating crew, Jesse Taylor, Jim Koch, Ed Miller, and Joe Waters.
Hal Graves off the draw, got rid of a shot, hit a stick, and went up into the netting. 3.7 left as the clock is stopped.
And if you're either one of these teams, your heart is not beating for the next 3.7 seconds.
This is a big draw here.
Take it further out, too.
Yeah, they're going to take it because of where it was shot, outside of the circle. One back, shot on, came to Mouse in front of the cage. Time will expire in regulation. For the second time tonight in the Class A semifinals, we head to overtime. Quaker Valley won earlier on a shorthanded goal by Connor Quinn. And now Mars and Deer Lakes will head to an extra session. We'll play a 10-minute overtime number 1. First goal goes to Consol. We'll take a break. You're listening to the PIHL Penguins Cup playoffs right here, only on the MSA Sports Network.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
It's cold outside and dark way too early. That must mean one thing. It's wrestling season. With the mats rolled out in a gymnasium near you, be sure to tune in to Inside of the PIHL Wrestling Circle, Monday nights at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
We'll provide all the scores from around the WPIL, focus on key matches, talk to coaches about their season, and provide in-depth analysis that you can't find anywhere else.
So cozy up around the fire and tune in to Inside of the PIHL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network. That
one magical word when it comes to playoff hockey, overtime. And We head to it. First goal will win.
I was going to say sudden death overtime.
No doubt. Sudden death overtime. Nothing like it. Here we go. Mars Deer Lakes tied 3-3 after 3 periods of play. Alongside Brandon Showers, I'm Josh Rowntree. Great hockey game here tonight on the island. On the near side. Deer Lakes with it. Merlot will bounce it in. Then he gave it off to Vassbender. Vassbender brings it ahead. Works it into the zone. Low shot popped up over the head of Lang, and he catches it. Oh my, just an innocent shot towards the net. It hit the stick of Lang, popped up in the air, and maybe a little bit of overtime jitters there. That's a play that he makes 99 times out of 100.
Lang's still on his wallet saying, oh boy. Guys, I'm sorry.
Hearts leapt into some throats there for Deer Lakes and for Mars as well.
All of Russellton just didn't breathe for about 2.3 seconds.
Shots at the end of regulation were 56-18. Unbelievable difference in shots, but this game even at 3.
Boy,
goes up into the bench, far side.
We had a quick overtime the first game, and Josh, I think I had your only non-overtime game of the playoffs with you with Kirk Nevin Arena, the Hempfield TJ game. So
yeah, this is in my fifth game of the playoffs and 3rd overtime, something like that. So centering one in front, Cassell on a doorstep. What a save by Sprang! Cassell was right there, had the winner on the doorstep, but couldn't hit. Now Heekins back with it. Heekins goes behind the cage. Deer Lakes a little bit off balance, but a good back check there by Cassell to win the puck. He banks it off the boards. This one pops up in the air, and it flutters up over the MSA Sports banner and out of play.
Neither of these teams overly familiar with overtime, considering that most of their games were over by the end of the second period throughout the season. Not used to playing extra hockey here, folks.
Face-off comes back to Deer Lakes. They clear it out to center ice. Dump back in, goes behind the cage. Francione, the far side. Raymundo, a shot, hit a stick on the way through, popped up in the air. I'm not sure Lang ever saw that, but it went wide of the cage. Now turning with it. Goes far side.
Memory serves, it was one overtime game for Deer Lakes. I don't think Mars had any.
Newman, a shot from the right side, hit a leg on the way through. They try to outlet one up ahead as Murdoch was looking to split the D. Sent back in. This is the 3rd line here for Deer Lakes. Bounced off the near side boards. Newman in his own zone. And they have Curtis Sevchek out there. Comes free into the middle of the ice. Trading back and playing it over to the far side where Cassell awaits. Cassell, Ruprecht, and Lineski are all out there now.
Josh, correct me if I'm wrong on this. We'll play 2 10-minute overtimes, shootout if necessary.
No, it's overtime all the way.
Okay. That's why I said correct me if I'm wrong on it, because I have not had an overtime game yet.
No shootouts.
So it's NHL rules for playoff overtime.
Yep, just 10-minute overtime.
Cut the ice between overtime 1 and 2.
I'm not sure if they cut the ice or not. That's something we'll have to check on. Deer Lakes this year played in 2 overtime games. They beat Westmont Hilltop 5-4 earlier in the year. They tied Freeport in an overtime game. As this puck is behind the net. Moused with it. Up the near side to Hal Graves. He has 2 tonight. Let's go of a shot. Rebound. Comes to the line. They score! I believe it was Vassbender on the doorstep. Put it home. And the Mars Planets will again take on Quaker Valley for a championship. The shot by Hal Graves hit a leg. It came free to the doorstep, and I believe it was Owen Vassbender that touched it last and put it in from the far side post. Deer Lakes heartbroken. And a state of euphoria for Mars.
Number 8, Owen Vassbender.
Vassbender the goal indeed.
For the assist, number 13, Paul Mouse. And number 62, Ian Hawkgrave.
So Mouse gets his 2nd assist of the game. Ian Hawkgraves gets his 1st assist of the game, 3rd point after 2 goals.
Lakes to for Mars.
The Mars Planets are going to Consol again. Their 7th trip in 8 years. They will take on a very familiar foe in the Quaker Valley Quakers. The two teams that have really set the bar as far as Class A hockey goes will again represent Class A in the Penguins Cup Class A Championship. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll bring it back for the post-game show. The final score, 4-3. Owen Vassbender wins it in overtime at 2 minutes and 31 seconds, sending the Mars Planets to the Class A Championship. You heard it right here, as always, on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything, right? I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com. See you at the rink.
When looking to replace your athletic field, choose ProGrass, first in turf. ProGrass has installed over 500 fields in the U.S. Getting the best artificial turf for your field depends on both the product and the partner you choose. That's why architects, athletic directors, and players choose the ProGrass Performance System. ProGrass maintains an active presence in the synthetic turf industry as members of the Sports Turf Management Association and the American Sports Builder Association, and is proud to be recognized as the FIFA preferred manufacturer. Call ProGrass today, 866-270-6003, or visit them on the web at www.progressturf.com. ProGrass, first in turf. The new home for the PIHL in 2014-2015 is the MSA Sports Network. Not only can you listen to audio broadcasts of high school hockey games online like in years past, but this year MSA Sports will be video streaming 25 games live and archived during the regular season with exclusive coverage of the 2015 Penguin Cup playoffs. Your audio and video home of the PIHL is the MSA Sports Network.
Owen Vassbender gets the game winner in overtime, his second goal of the playoffs. And that will be your Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game. The Vassbender goal at 2:31 of overtime, number 1, set up by Ian Halkgraves and Paul Mouse. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena is the place to be for teens in the South Hills on Friday nights. Let's take a look now at the Blade Runner scoring summary. Starting it off early in this contest, it was Bo Heekins, a power play goal after Brad Leneski went to the box on a tripping call. Heekins finishes a 5-hole shot, beats Lang. That made it 1-0 Mars after 1 period of play. We go to the second, and James Mastrin, just his 3rd goal of the entire season, would even the game at 1 apiece. An unassisted goal. Kind of an innocent shot. It was a low one. It gets directed off of the glove and up into the top of the net to even the game at 1-1. Ian Halkgraves, though, would get his first about 11 and a half minutes later as he makes it 2-1. Just a tremendous wrist shot from the outside the left circle. Gets set up by Owen Vassbender. However, 25 seconds later, Vince Casale would even the game at 2-2 on a great pass from behind the net right out to the front from Zach Leneski. Jonathan Merlot picks up the secondary assist on that goal as well. It's 2-2 after 2 periods of play. Shots were 35-11 at that point. They were 20-4 after 1 period of play as well. And we would head to the third, even at 2 goals apiece, and it wouldn't take long for Deer Lakes to jump on top. Mitch Ruprecht, an unassisted goal, a wrister from the left circle, finds its way in. Just a bullet of a wrist shot, maybe the prettiest goal that we saw all night long, coming from Ruprecht at 2:15. That made it 3-2 Deer Lakes, and they would hold that for just over 3 minutes when Hout Graves would find the net for a second time. Another great wrist shot that we saw. We saw a number of those from defensemen here tonight. Hout Graves hits the net, and that tied the game at 3-3. A couple of power plays for Mars after that, one for Deer Lakes as well. They would not capitalize on any of those with these two teams. Mars finishes 1 for 5 with the man advantage. Deer Lakes 0 for 1. We went to overtime. Shots after 3 were 56-18, and in the overtime at 2:31, Owen Vassbinder, a shot from Ian Hout Graves hits Paul Mouse. It comes right over to Vassbinder on the doorstep, and he buries it to give Mars the victory by a final score of 4-3. That is, boy, probably the fourth or fifth 4-3 overtime game that we have seen this year in these Penguins Cup playoffs. Final shot total 57-18, and that is your Blade Runners scoring summary, brought to you in 2 locations at Blade Runners Warrendale and Blade Runners Harmerville.
That's going to bring us now to the Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. How can you not say that Jonathan Long is one of the stars? He gets the number 3 star. He had 53 saves in the game. Unfortunately, he had to lose the game as that goal did trickle in over the line. Number 2 star of the game, the game-winning goal scorer, Owen Vassbinder. 1 goal, 1 assist on the game. And then Ian Hout Graves, 2 goals, an assist for himself, the number 1 star of the game. That's the Management Science Associates, 3 stars of the game.
So the Class A championship will be Saturday night, Consol Energy Center. Familiar foes. Mars, Quaker Valley, they've done it how many times in the past? They're going to play it again. This will be the 7th trip in 8 years for the Mars Planets to the championship game. The lone one that they did not reach was last year when Thomas Jefferson upset Mars on this stage here at RMU in the semifinals. They get a little payback from that, not against TJ tonight, but they get back in. Had to feel good for the Fighting Planets, and particularly Owen Vassbinder, who scored that game-winning goal in overtime. They'll take on Quaker Valley, a team that beat them twice this season, 6-3 and 7-4. I think we're going to see some goals in that game. Quaker Valley, I think, certainly will be favored because of the previous 2 games they've won this year over the Fighting Planets. But this is a Mars team that's starting to hit a pretty good stride at the right time. They beat a very, very, very good Deer Lakes team here tonight.
Yeah, this was a very skilled Deer Lakes team that was a very senior-laden, skilled Deer Lakes team as well. When you look up and down this roster for Deer Lakes, we said they had 12 seniors on the roster. All of them big-time contributors on the ice as well. All of them will move on to their future endeavors, college, whether it's club hockey or whatever it may be. You look at this Mars team, though, they've got to be hurting from last year, losing to TJ here, knowing that they could have went and possibly beat Quaker Valley down at Consol Energy Center.
At least had a chance.
At least had a shot. Now at this point, they got a shot. 9:30. We're going to have it with the network. It's going to be Lou Rude and Sean Myers down there on the call.
Yes, it will. Let's take a look at the lineup for this Saturday night. It will be the AA championship first. Erie Cathedral Prep against Armstrong, the West number 1 seed against the East number 3 seed. That one will be at 5 o'clock at Consol Energy Center. That will be followed by the AAA championship game at 7:15. Number 4 Cannon McMillan against number 6 Butler. Butler, the Cinderella story really of this 2015 postseason. Cannon Mac, Butler, 7:15 at Consol. And then the nightcap will be the teams that played here tonight. The Quaker Valley Quakers against the Mars Fighting Planets, the number 1 seed out of the Tier 1 Western Conference, and the number 2 seed out of Tier 1's Western Conference. Teams that, as we mentioned, very, very familiar with one another. But just to put a bow on this one, final thoughts here tonight is really a tremendous effort by Deer Lakes. You know, you take the hat off to them. They played their hearts out. It's tough to see a team with 8 seniors go out like this, so close in overtime away from a championship game that they've been dying to get to. But yet again, it's going to be Quaker Valley and Mars.
You and I saw the Quaker Valley game before this, the Quaker Valley Hempfield game. It was a shame that somebody had to lose that game in the way it happened. This game here, if you ask me, it is a shame that somebody had to lose this game. Deer Lakes played their hearts out, and that's the best part about covering high school sports. It don't matter what the sport is. those kids leave their hearts out on the field or on the ice or whatever it may be, and it's a shame that somebody's got to lose. Unfortunately, somebody does have to lose, and Deer Lakes was that one.
So again, the goal scorers tonight, Ian Halk-Graves with 2, Owen Vassbinder the game-winning goal, Bo Heekins with 1 for Mars as well, the first one of the night, the lone power play goal of this evening. For Deer Lakes, James Mastron, Vince Casale, and Mitch Ruprecht. Ruprecht, what a season comes to an end for him. 73 goals on the year, the top scorer in the PIHL. He really, really a phenomenal year, and this Deer Lakes team was certainly fun to watch this season. Their year over now at 17-6-1. Mars, though, 19-4-1. They will look for win number 20 on Saturday night at the Big House, Consol Energy Center, against their rivals, the Quaker Valley Quakers. Good working with you. It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday.
I love getting games like this. I love seeing games like this, and boy, oh boy, best of luck to both the Planets and the Quakers on Saturday.
Big shout out to the man that's holding the camera right there, Mike Azadian, working hard for 2 games here tonight. Dave Fryer as well. Don Rebel working hard as well. Thanks to those guys for their support throughout the broadcast here tonight. Everybody involved here at the PIHL for being so hospitable here to us at RMU this evening. That'll do it. For Brandon Showers, I'm Josh Rowntree saying so long. Owen Vassbinder, the game-winning goal at 2:31 of the first overtime, set up by Paul Mouse and Ian Halk-Graves. That goal sends Mars to the championship game for the 7th time in 8 years, where they will take on their rivals, the Quaker Valley Quakers, on Saturday night at 9:30. Consol Energy Center. We're looking forward to it. We will have that game. All 3 championship games will be broadcast video streamed on the MSA Sports Network for the first time in our history. That'll do it. So long from RMU's Island Sports Center. Final score tonight, Mars 4, Deer Lakes 3. You've been listening to PIHL Penguins Cup Hockey. It's the Class A semifinals, brought to you by Trip Total Media, and it's only here on the MSA Sports Network.
The 2015 PIHL Penguins Cup High School Hockey Playoffs at MSASports.net have been sponsored by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by Blade Runners, by S-Mark, by First Commonwealth Bank, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Progress, and by Management Science Associates. Follow the PIHL Penguin Cup playoffs all the way through the state championships by logging on every day to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been an exclusive presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.